Hey everyone, it's your boy Modest. We bring you another video, and the NBA season is almost upon us. And you know what that means? That means I got to give you my predictions on the NBA season for the 2018-2019 season. And as always, I'm going to split this up into two videos. Today, we're going to be talking about the Western Conference. Tomorrow, you'll get my Eastern Conference video. But as always, we're going to get right into it. But as always, please, if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content. And as always, I want to have a conversation. So please, if you don't agree with my list, if you agree with it, let me know down in the comments below. So let's start off with the Western Conference. Now we're going to start off with the two teams that I think pretty much finished in the top two before in the Western Conference. We got the Houston Rockets, we got the Golden State Warriors. I think we're going to have that mix again. I do think the Houston Rockets will finish as the number one seed in the Western Conference. I think their offense, it's just too great. They're going to score a lot of points, and I don't think a lot of teams are going to be able to stop that. So I do think the Houston Rockets take that top spot, especially if Chris Paul and James Harden can stay healthy. And I believe we might see a resurgence of Carmelo Anthony. Now, I know a lot of folks are a bit worried because they did lose Trevor Ariza, a great defensive player for them, but I don't think it's going to hurt them that much. Houston relies heavily on that offense, and I think by bringing in Carmelo, that offense might actually get that extra push, and it might compensate for losing a player like a Trevor Ariza. As for Golden State Warriors, they are fairly consistent and arguably the best playoff team in the league right now, and I don't think that changes. I don't think they're going to be aiming for the top spot, but they're going to be playing in such a way where they will get that home court advantage as that number two seed for most of the playoffs. And once they get back to Marcus Cousins, because he's not going to be coming back right away, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And the fact is, they're going to have the best starting five in the NBA. So that's going to be very interesting to see going forward. Now, for the teams from the third seed to the eighth seed, I'll actually even say the 10th seed, this is going to be a close race as it always is in the Western Conference. But the next six teams are the teams that I believe will make the playoffs. And I'll give you the two that I believe are just going to miss out. So the next team I think is in that next tier after Houston and Golden State is Minnesota. And I know there's a lot of turmoil there with Jimmy Butler, but the fact of the matter is this team is set to win. The talent is there. They got Karl-Anthony Towns, they got Wiggins, they got Jimmy Butler, and you got a solid point guard in Jeff Teague. And the fact of the matter is, the reason why management doesn't want to get rid of Jimmy Butler is because they know they are close to competing. And fact is, they can do that now. So I do think Minnesota, if they can get their act together, becomes that third seed. After that, I think you got Utah, a great young team, and they proved last year, especially with Rudy Gobert being healthy down the stretch, that they are a great team, and I think he's going to help anchor that. I think we're going to see Donovan Mitchell take that next step, and I believe this team is going to continue to grow, and we've seen that with Utah. So I do think Utah takes that fourth seed. After that, I think you got the San Antonio Spurs. Sadly, San Antonio Spurs got my boy DeRozan on their squad after that huge trade, and we'll talk more about that once the Eastern Conference comes along. But I do think that they will finish as the fifth seed. Now, it's unfortunate they lost DeJounte Murray, but fact is, by bringing a guy like DeRozan who can handle the ball, I do think that will help them. And if this team can stay healthy, which I do believe they will this year, because they did have their fair bit of injuries last year. Rudy Gay was out for a bit. Pau Gasol was battling injuries. They had some other players with injuries as well. I do think that kind of hindered their ability to get to that 50 wins. And I do think this year San Antonio will become a 50-win team again. I don't see why that can't be the case here. And I honestly think they'll be the fifth seed in the Western Conference this year. Now, next, I think we got the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers, I think LeBron has a solid squad here. I think he has a better supporting cast than he did in Cleveland. And I actually don't even want to call them a supporting cast. I think this is a better team in general for LeBron. I think they will complement him a lot better. And I think we're going to see some great things. I would not actually be surprised if they finished higher than the sixth seed. this year, just given the fact that they have LeBron, and it feels like a lot of the players on that team are looking to just compete, just playing with LeBron. It looks like they're having fun, and I think they're energized. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. But right now, given everything that it's a new setup, I think the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be the 6th seed. They will make the playoffs. Next will be the Oklahoma City Thunder. I did want to put them a bit higher. Actually, the next two teams I wanted to put a bit higher, but I just have my doubts with OKC this year. I know they got back Paul George this year, and they got a guy in Dennis Schroeder to help with their second unit. But I don't know. I'm just not sold on OKC this year, just given the teams that are above them on my list. I do think they make the playoffs, but I don't think they make it past the 7th seed this year. Next is the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, again, this is a team I want to put higher. Anthony Davis is one of the best players in this league when healthy, if not possibly the best player in the league, arguably, but especially on both ends of the court. But when you look at New Orleans, they have a great starting lineup. You got guys like Drew Holiday. You got, as I said, Anthony Davis, and you got Julius Randle, who they just picked up, and Mirotic. But looking at their bench, I'm not sold on it. They don't have the players coming off that bench that kind of help them out, and I think that's what's going to really stop them from getting up to that potentially 4th or 5th seed in the Western Conference. And I think they also need everyone to stay healthy as well. So that's going to be a very big point for the New Orleans Pelicans this year. I think they make the playoffs this year, but they're not going to get past the 8th seed. That is my prediction. Now, two teams that I mentioned that I think are just going to miss out are Portland and Denver. It's going to be a close race, but I do think they're going to miss out. Both these teams do have the potential to make the playoffs. They could beat out teams like OKC, New Orleans Pelicans, possibly even the Lakers, depending on how their season goes. But I just think these two teams are just not going to do it. I think Portland, just again similar to the Pelicans, just don't have the depth to really compete in this Western Conference. And I think Denver has the depth, but they just don't have the star power to compete in this Western Conference. They're a solid core. They're just a star away from actually getting to that next point. And that's what I really think is going to prevent them from getting into the playoffs this year. So that's pretty much my predictions for the Western Conference. So as I said, let's go through it again. We got the Houston Rockets taking the 1st spot. We got the Golden State Warriors taking the 2nd spot. We got Minnesota taking the 3rd. We got the Jazz, then San Antonio, then the Lakers, OKC Thunder, and then the Pelicans. That's my predictions. Please let me know what you think. I'm going to be bringing you the Eastern Conference video tomorrow, so keep your eyes out on that. And let me know. Leave a comment down below. It's your boy Modern Speed, signing out. See you, everyone.